Hey there, today I'm going to be giving you 5 common mistakes that I see new public speakers making and exactly how to avoid them. Hey there, my name is Atulego Precious, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you the 5 most common mistakes that I see public speakers making, whether it's beginner or intermediate, and I'm going to show you exactly how to avoid them, because sometimes you might not realize it, but these mistakes can actually hinder your potential of growing as a public speaker. With that being said, let's begin. Alright, so before I go into the first tip, I would like to tell you that one of the things I didn't include in these are the lack of confidence, because I feel I've already stressed enough on my previous videos. But if you're still struggling with confidence, then I suggest you click on the first link in the description. It will take you to the video I did describing different psychological tips to make you look more confident on stage. Alright, so the first mistake I see public speakers making is actually not knowing their target audience. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what a target audience is, well, these are the people who you had in mind when you started writing the speech. So for example, here on the Prestige, our target audience of public speakers, whether intermediate, beginner, or even advanced. Reason for having your target audience is because that way you can actually be able to pass your information clearly, because you know who you intend to send this message to. So for example, if you're going to speak about the importance of parenthood, then your target audience are not the children, no, the target audience are the parents. Now moving on to the next one. Another mistake I see intermediate public speakers making is not having a clear message. This could be as a result of not knowing your target audience, lack of preparation, and so many other things. But I want you to understand that as a public speaker, you're being given a platform for you to share ideas that could potentially change the world. So how can you expect to do that if the message you're given is not clear itself? I guess now the question is, how do we get rid of having an unclear message? Well, all starts with writing the speech. Now, there are different ways to write a speech, but the method I'm about to share with you is going to help you to clearly identify and pass your message. Call this the outline method. This is where you outline all your points, all your ideas, and then arrange them in a way that you can properly and easily explain it to anyone. It's actually exactly the same method I use in writing my scripts for my videos, and I really recommend them because it is going to help you a lot. So take for example, you're going to talk about leadership. Now you could start by outlining your script, or sorry, YouTube. You could start by outlining your speech by saying first the definition of leadership, why someone should be chosen as a leader, the steps and qualities that qualify someone as a leader, and so on. Number 3, using complicated words. The thing with complicated words is that they make us look good, they make us feel good, but you have to realize that that's not the reason you're on stage. You're on stage because you're there to make an impact in people's lives. You're there to actually make a difference in the world of today. You have to realize that not everyone in the audience has read the Oxford Dictionary 750 times. So don't expect them to have as much vocabulary as you do. At the end, when you use these complicated words, you're just disconnecting from your audience. One day I went for a show with my friend, and there was this speaker who kept using words that majority of the audience couldn't even comprehend. So the bottom line is, avoid using complicated words. Instead, try using simple sentences with simple words. Moving on to the next mistake, which is using unproven statements. As a public speaker, I understand that we might be tempted to do this, Especially in an impromptu speech. Most of the times, we are put in a situation where we have to think fast. And if we can't do that, then we're probably going to look bad on stage. So because we don't want to look bad on stage, we just exploit the fact that you can act confident and everyone would think you're a pro. Everyone would think you know what you're doing. So we just give them an anonymous fact that is actually very untrue or is not proven. If you're a public speaker and you're actually doing this, please stop. Please, please, please stop. When I first started doing public speaking, I was always told to look up facts on the internet and then implement them into my speech. So I wasn't quite a victim of this urge to use unproven statements. A good reason why you should avoid this is because there are people on stage who would actually pick up their phones and Google what you are saying. Besides, we live in a day and age where information is at the tip of our fingers. So please avoid. Next tip is poor audibility and body language. When you're on stage, you need to be very, very audible, because if you're squeaking, the audience will think that you're probably not confident. Exactly the same goes for body language. Always move with purpose and coordinate yourself properly. One thing I've realized with some noobs is that when they get on stage, they're probably so nervous that they'll pace around a little, moving side to side, back and forth, and seriously, it doesn't speak a lot about your confidence. Funny story. So one day there was a lady who was asked to give a speech as the newly elected president of Nigeria. And although her speech was quite good, the judges still ended up giving her a 5 out of 10. Reason? Because she just kept moving from one spot to another in a very short amount of time. She was like the Flash in real life. And eventually, she knocked down a camera that was beside the stage. True story. I didn't make this up. And I am absolutely sure that you don't want that to be you. Please coordinate yourself properly when you're on stage. So if you guys would like for me to go in depth on how to use your body, tell me in the comments below and I'll be sure to make another video on that. Alright, so the bonus tip: boring your audience. When you're on stage, your audience are going to be paying attention to how funny you are, how interesting you make the speech, how confident you are, how audible you are, and so on. Make sure you don't bore them to death. Use stories. Tell them, ask them a question, make it interactive. That way you always have their attention. If you need more tips on this, I heard you click on the third link in the description. It's going to take you to my other video, which talked about how to always have the attention of your audience hooked. And that brings us to the end of this video. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Select all so that you get notified every time we release another new video. Also, if you liked the video, give us a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or you want to really say anything, go to the comment section below and tell us what you want us to do. Go ahead to our official Instagram accounts. The link will be in the description. But if you would like to know the name, it's theprestige_YT. With that being said, until I see you guys next time, stay 100%.